morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today, it's probably about time that we ranked all of those amazing rares. Vivid Voltage has been out for about a week now. Vivid Voltage brought in 6 amazing rares. And what kind of a Pokemon TCG channel would I be if I didn't go about, well, ranking them all? Frankly, I'd feel a little bit rude. I'd feel like I wasn't really doing my job properly. So you know what? Let's fix that now, and let's go ranking all of the amazing rares. Now, I will say none of these are out-and-out garbage. They've all got very interesting attacks at the very least, but it is going to be the energy cost which a lot of the time determines that these Pokemon might not see quite as much play as we might hope that they do. I do believe that there are a couple here, though, that are really out-and-out good. So, starting off then, at the bottom, number 6, the only one that I have pulled from a pack, Zamazenta. And I don't like the fact that the only one I've pulled is the bottom-ranked one. And I'd like to put it higher, but that would be disingenuous. Now, it is a fighting Pokemon, which gives it lots of advantages. It means it's hitting weakness against stuff like Pikachu and Zekrom, and a bunch of other relevant stuff, which is good. And you get Martial Arts Dojo to do extra damage, Karate Belt to reduce your attack cost, etc. And having a lightning energy cost in the attack means you can use Tapu Koko Prism Star, which is quite nice. But I'm just not sure how much this is really going to come in. For 1 colourless energy, you do 30 damage and you attach a basic energy from your discard pile to this Pokemon. And that in and of itself is really good, but it's a little bit slow, and a lot of the time you'll use this to attach an energy, get KO'd, and that'll be that. For free energy, you do 180, and then you become immune to VMAX's next turn, which is cool. But it's for free awkward energy, and you've got to attack to make it work, and that means you're quite vulnerable to special conditions that stop you attacking, etc. There's a reason why Decidueye is often more reliable than Obstagoon, and that is because Decidueye works on an ability, but Obstagoon has to attack turn after turn to make it work. Honestly, if you really want to stop Pokemon VMAXs, you should use Zamazenta V. I do think some point down the line there is going to be a deck that makes use of this. I think that about all of the amazing rares. But right now, the awkward attack cost, the fact that it can be played around, the fact that it doesn't have a natural partner deck, etc., does just make me unfortunately think it's not quite good enough. And I apologise for that. In at number 5, and it's not a Pokemon we often say anything other than amazing things about. It is Zacian Amazing Rare. And this fits pretty much into the exact same category as Zamazenta. Clearly an awful lot of potential going on here, but there is a strong argument that there just isn't a good deck in which it can fit. So for 1 energy, we've got the same attackers we had on Zamazenta. 30 damage, and you attach a basic energy from your discard pile to this Pokemon. And again, I like this. And again, I just don't think it's going to end up being good enough, because a lot of the time you will attach the energy and then get immediately KO'd. For free energy, you do 150 damage, and if your opponent has any Pokemon VMAX in play, you do 150 more damage. Now, to be fair, I have seen this played in Zacian decks, but it's just a bit awkward, because if you're playing Zacian with Lucario and Melmetal, you just want to be playing Metal Energy, and if you're playing it with Arceus and Dialga and Palkia, you want to be playing Water Energy, and then you also need to play Psychic and Grass, and it just gets super awkward. Honestly, for me, the reason Zacian comes too low is this is a Pokemon that comes in and gets good when there are Pokemon VMAXs out, but 300 isn't enough to KO any Pokemon VMAX that actually sees a lot of play. Yes, it'll get more Pico, woo, but no one really plays more Pico. So does anybody really care? And I think the answer might well be no. Sorry. In at number 4, we've got Celebi Amazing Rare. Now, Celebi is one, and I know I say this about all the amazing rares, but I really do think there is going to be a deck one day that looks at Celebi and goes, this is going to break my deck. The attack for a 1 grass energy that does 30 damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active, it's not irrelevant, but it takes way too long to build up into a huge amount of damage. There'll be times that for a single energy you can finish off a damaged Pokemon, or take out a weak Pokemon with lots of energy on, which you do not see many of those at all. But a lot of the time it's not going to be terribly relevant. What is going to be terribly relevant is the attack Amazing Bloom. For 1 Lightning, 1 Psychic Energy, for each of your bench Pokemon, search your deck for a card that evolves from that Pokemon and put it onto that Pokemon to evolve it. So essentially, if you've got a bunch of basic Pokemon on the bench, turn all of them into stage 1s. The thing is, we've seen Rowlet and Alolan Executor see play. Now this lets you evolve a basic all the way up into a stage 2, and it does it for 0 energy, most often seen playing in Rillaboom decks. But it's also a free prize Pokemon with an awkward retreat cost, so I do believe that one day there is going to be a stage 1 deck, and it may well be a lightning deck, so you can use Tapu Koko to accelerate the lightning energy on here, that looks at this and goes, that is everything that I'm looking for, that is perfect, I am all the way in. And when we see that deck, yeah, count me in, ladies and gentlemen, count me in. In at number 3, we've got Rayquaza Amazing Rare, and I'll be honest with you, if I was just doing this based on my own personal opinions, I wouldn't have Rayquaza this high. But I've seen a lot of hype for it, I've seen a bunch of decks using it, and I think I've got to concede that Rayquaza is a little bit better than I was potentially giving it credit for. So, sorry Rayquaza? For 1 grass, 1 lightning, 1 fighting energy, you do 80 damage for every basic energy discarded from this Pokemon. You do have to discard all basic energy from this Pokemon, and you do 80 damage for each type of basic energy that is discarded, which is kind of cool. The thing that gets me here is that we can already do this. We've got Dragonium Z Dragonclaw that literally gives this exact same attack, but for free colorless energy, and this does 80 damage for each energy discarded, not necessarily each type of energy, which seems better to me. But then again, it does involve an awkward tool, so I do understand why people wouldn't really necessarily want to play it. The fact of the matter is, if you're playing these weird, amazing rare decks, what you're really going to want to do is play a whole bunch of random different energy. Which means that if you can attach them all to Rayquaza, this could be a very, very nice Pokemon. I am still, let's say, unconvinced, but I think there are enough people out there that are potentially changing my mind here. Just do be warned that a lot of people like this a lot more than I do, so, I don't know. It's still probably a good card, and I have seen this seeing play in a bunch of these random amazing rare decks over in Japan, and I haven't seen that from Drampa. So there we go. In at number 2, we've got Raikou Amazing Rare, and I do believe that these top 2 are on a different level to the rest. Raikou Amazing Rare, again, only has 1 attack, and it is for an awkward energy cost, but for a grass, lightning, metal energy, you do 120 damage, and 120 to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Against single prize decks, or decks of a bunch of set-up Pokemon, things like Jirachi, or maybe techs like Galarian Zigzagoon, I adore this for being able to essentially take a double KO. Don't forget that we've just had that new telescopic sight. Is that what it's called? Yeah, there we go. Card that has been officially, well, released now. It was in Vivid Voltage. And that is a card that means that if you're attacking GXs and Vs on the bench, you're doing an extra 30 damage. Now it's 150 to the bench, which is kind of awesome. And yeah, fine, that's 10 damage away from a Dedenne, but come on, you can also play Galarian Zigzagoon. And I do think there is a lot of potential here. Spread a bunch of damage around and then use this to finish off 2 Pokemon. Take 2 KOs on weaker Pokemon. Whatever it is you want to do, there is an awful lot that Raikou can do. And I do believe that this is one that is just going to sneak its way into a whole bunch of decks. And I do think it is going to be awesome. So that means by process of elimination, in at number 1, it must be Jirachi Amazing Rare. And if you've been watching this channel for a while, you will know that I am all in on Jirachi Amazing Rare. I do think it is amazing. I do think it is a great card. And if you've been following the prices of these Amazing Rare cards like I have online, you will have seen that since this actually came out, as in the set, since Vivid Voltage came out, this is the one that has been attracting the highest prices. It's got the awesome ability, the only Amazing Rare with an ability for what that's worth, that lets you look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put one in your hand and the other on top of your deck. That is if you are in the active, but it doesn't go to sleep, which is huge. And for free energy, you search your deck for 7 basic energy and attach them to your Pokemon in any way that you like. And yes, I know that that attack is very, very expensive. I understand, fine. But it's a very good attack that gets lots of energy on the field. So I'm kind of inclined to forgive it. And the fact of the matter is, if you get this attack off once, you're in a great position. If you get the attack off twice, you've actually got all of your energy on the field, which, not for nothing, it means you're all set up, and it means that you're not going to have to worry about drawing energy. You're going to be drawing your trainer cards, your Pokemon, etc. It is a potentially great card. We might be looking back in 10 years' time on this Jirachi Amazing Rare and going, had potential, but it was always going to be too awkward. Or I genuinely believe we could be looking back on it going, yeah, that's one of the best cards we ever saw. I don't know, maybe that's hyperbolic. I don't even care. I love it. But at this stage, I think it's over to you guys. I think I'd like to know what you think about all of these Amazing Rares and the order in which you would put them. So let me know in the comment section, would ya? Go nuts, be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.